This is a story out of Columbus, Ohio, about this man who spent 21 years in prison for a crime that he didn't commit and that didn't even happen. This is Ralph Smith, an Ohio man who was wrongfully convicted of a crime, and he was sentenced to 67 years in prison. While wrongfully incarcerated, he hired a private investigator to look further into the case. There was a report that the private investigator found that was written by a police officer, and it was never given to the defense. The report was written in February 2000 when the supposed incident occurred, and they thought that the supposed victims were actually telling a story rather than the truth. Ralph said, "There were times I couldn't take another minute of being incarcerated, but I had to keep fighting because I knew I was innocent, and that's what kept me going." Here's a photo of Ralph reuniting with his mum. While incarcerated, Ralph fought hard studying case law, reading law books, and just being in the law library for hours on end. Eventually, another judge granted Smith a hearing. Then a prosecutor asked the judge to dismiss his case, ending his time in prison after 21 years. This is Ralph Smith, finally getting out of prison after 21 years. The state of Ohio approved a settlement of $1.3 million for Smith and his attorneys. One of his attorneys said, "How can you replace 21 years in prison? You can't. If I offered you $50 million to go to prison now and get out in 21 years, there's no amount of money that I could give you that you would do that." Imagine being locked up for 21 years for a crime that not only you didn't commit, but nobody committed. Imagine spending 2 decades behind bars and then coming out into a world, how different it would be. I actually found this case because I was scrolling on TikTok, and I actually found Ralph Smith's TikTok page. So I shall put a link to that as well.